Zach, why don't you talk about Humankind? That game just dropped on Tuesday, I believe,
Yep.
right? What do you think about Humankind so far?
Humankind is very fun. It is the easiest game to compare it with is Civilization because it is that historical strategy game. The main difference with Humankind that I find is that in which Humankind has entirely different systems, so anyone who's played Civilization was interested in it, I'd definitely say give it a try. Don't expect Civilization because none of the systems are the same. Because even in Civilization where you choose an actual civilization, Humankind sticks to its name and you're not playing a civilization, you're playing as the humans you lead because you start as just nomads. Once you get enough science points, you can then choose a culture to choose as. Then from there, you progress. And it's never what civilization you are, it's just what culture you are at the time. Because as you progress in the game and get what's called era stars, which is from performing different things, you can then progress to the next era and either you can keep your current culture or change to another culture. And then each culture also has its own specific play style it's supposed to be specialized for. Because the overall thing of the game is, so here's the bad thing about this game. So when it starts up, it just starts you in and it's just here, choose your color, choose your symbol, make your persona person. And then it's just then you hit play, it just throws you into a game. I've been playing the same game for about a week now because I can't put a whole lot of time in just to sit down and play it, just a whole game.
Right.
I don't know how to finish the game.
Okay.
I do not know what the win conditions are.
Oh.
because I hit play and it just threw me in there. I was at first I was oh yeah, let's just go into it. Then I started getting into progressing and I hit turn 100 and I'm like, shit, how do I finish? So at this point I'm about to finish the game because I assumed, well, if I kill everyone, I assume the game's gonna end.
Mm-hmm.
But
safe assumption, yeah.
Yeah. But I really do like it. As I said, best game to compare it to is Civilization, but all the systems are very much different. As I said, just picking your culture, settling. In Civilization, you have settlers to build cities. In Humankind, you start out with, you have to acquire culture points, which allow you to build outposts, which you can then turn into cities. And then you have a cap on how many cities you can have at any given time, but you can have as many outposts as you want. And the map's sectioned down into territories. If you have an outpost there, it's sort of dashed off as your area, but once you get a city, it becomes solid.
Mm-hmm.
Combat's different. You can stack units into a regiment. Then when you attack somebody, it expands out into a hexagon battlefield where each unit has movement and attacks and everything. Diplomacy is very different in terms of just war. If you can always do a surprise war and piss everyone off, or you can actually acquire war support from your people to allow you to actually fight, things like that. Whenever you defeat a civilization or another culture, you don't actually remove them from the game. Instead, what you do, you can either, whenever a war finishes, you have war points, which are acquired based on however much war morale you have left, and just overall how the combats went. And with that, you can use it to make demands of whether they pay you money, whether they give you cities, or whether they become your vassal. And more or less, you own them. They still continue playing the game, but anything they acquire or do, you own that. So, yeah.
Okay.
So it's definitely an interesting concept of this. Whenever someone's defeating in a war, they just aren't just killed off. They're still playing. They just have to listen to your ass now.
Right.
Technology is fairly similar to most tech trees from this style of game of just you produce science, you choose your tree, you carry on. The only odd thing about it is you're locked into an era's tree until you go into the next era versus Civilization. Your era is progressed as you break into that stuff. Yeah, and that's the main systems and whatnot. But yeah, I eventually found out that if I take everyone else as my vassals, I will end the game.
Okay, well, at least you found the win condition.
Yeah, other than that, I assume there's a time limit of turns, and whoever has the most fame points wins. And you acquire fame by either being the first to discover wonders, completing certain tasks on the map, which you can see, or as I said, each culture has a specific specialized play style, and in each era you can get a era star 3 times for each way to acquire those stars. If you get a star for your specialized, you get more fame points, but each one gives you fame points. So,
okay. Overall, you would say this is definitely a good pickup for people who are interested in like who play Civ and think games along those nature.
Yeah, anyone who's interested in those historical strategy games, I would definitely say give it a shot.
What's the price point?
It's a full $60 game.
Okay.
I'd say give it a shot. If you're unsure about it, probably wait for it to go on sale, because with how the systems and everything, it is just completely new system mechanics. You can take stuff you've played from other historical strategy games into it, but I could definitely see these systems not being for everybody.